We have some new rules around luxury travel for Ghana's government officials, and this crackdown could reshape the way our leaders use taxpayer money. In a groundbreaking move that's sending shockwaves across Ghana's political landscape, President John Mahama, who assumed office again on January 7, 2025 after his December 2024 election victory, has imposed a strict ban on first-class air travel for all government appointees. This decision was unveiled during the swearing-in ceremony of the new cabinet on February 7, 2025, marking a decisive stand against excessive taxpayer-funded extravagance. Moreover, this initiative is part of a broader reform agenda that looks to violently strip Ghana's budget in regard to official spending. I will get into the details in a minute, but first, for years, excessive spending on luxury travel by officials has been a sore point for many Ghanaians. Lavish hotels, first-class flights, and the use of premium transportation have long symbolized a disconnect between the lifestyles of those in power and the struggles of the everyday citizen. With this ban, Mahama is not only cutting costs but also challenging the culture of entitlement that has pervaded government spending. So what exactly does this new policy entail? Under Mahama's directives, only essential travel is now permitted, and even those trips must first be cleared by the Office of the Chief of Staff. Officials are required to provide clear justification for their travel expenses, ensuring that every journey is scrutinized for necessity. The days of unchecked lavish spending are over. For example, past reports have highlighted instances where ministers allegedly spent over $100,000 on single trips abroad, a level of indulgence that this new regime deems unacceptable. This policy isn't just about saving money. It's about restoring public trust and promoting a sense of accountability in government. By capping the travel expenses and mandating strict guidelines, the administration is sending a clear message. Public funds are not to be squandered on personal indulgence but rather redirected towards critical national needs like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Critics have long argued that extravagant spending by government officials not only drains resources, but also fosters a disconnect between the state and its citizens. With many Ghanaians struggling to make ends meet, the sight of lavish travel arrangements on the taxpayer's dime has become a symbol of mismanagement and elitism. Mahama's crackdown is a direct response to this growing public outcry, and it represents a significant step toward building a more responsible and transparent government. Moreover, this initiative is part of a broader reform agenda. President Mahama has announced plans to introduce a comprehensive code of conduct for government officials, an effort designed to establish clear expectations and curb all forms of wasteful spending. If successful, these measures could serve as a model not only for Ghana, but for other nations grappling with similar issues of governmental accountability. In just a moment, we will discuss the ripple effects, but for now, every policy has its debates. Some argue that stringent travel restrictions might limit the diplomatic flexibility needed for important state business. However, supporters contend that the benefits of fiscal responsibility far outweigh the potential drawbacks, especially during these economically challenging times. The overwhelming sentiment among citizens is one of relief. Finally, a government taking tangible steps to ensure that public funds are spent wisely. The real significance of Mahama's travel ban lies in its potential ripple effects. By holding government officials to a higher standard, it sets a precedent for other public institutions to follow suit. This initiative could ultimately lead to a broader culture of accountability, where transparency in spending becomes the norm rather than the exception. Mahama's decision is a powerful reminder that change is possible when there is the will to prioritize the common good over personal extravagance. It's up to all of us to stay vigilant and demand that our government remains both transparent and responsible. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this bold move. Do you think the ban on luxury travel will help restore trust in government spending? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis on Ghana's political reforms and policy initiatives.